You can see all different types of tracks in CUBASE. Each type of track makes the inspector look slightly different. Make sure the inspector is open by clicking here. Watch the inspector change as I move between different tracks. The ruler track is the only one that doesn't have any options in the inspector, but all other tracks have something. Most of the options are common between all the tracks, so you won't have to learn a whole lot here. At the top you can see the name of the track that you are working on. Mine says drums. Let's change this to drum track by double-clicking on it and then pressing enter. See how it changes on the track? We can do the same on the next track. Let's do it on this side first though. Go back to the audio track and you'll see an E button. Clicking on it will call up the options found in the inspector so you can see them more easily. This is the channel settings window. I like this view the most. You can see everything on any given track. Let's close this and move on. Now let's learn about the inspector options. The cool thing about CUBASE is that almost no matter where you put the mouse, you will get tooltip help popping up. This helps you understand quicker and allows you to memorize icons and buttons faster. We can mute the track, solo the track, read and write automation, and press the auto fade settings. This is for when you want all your audio files on this track to auto fade in or out. Next we have the record enable button and the monitor button so we can hear exactly what we're recording. The next button is a mouthful. Toggle time base between musical and linear. What this really means is that tracks can be tempo based, meaning that when you change the tempo, the events will play back earlier or later in time. Or time-based, meaning that a change in tempo will not move them. They are essentially stuck at the exact time in minutes and seconds you put them at. The lock button enables or disables all editing on the track. Great for keeping things safe. The next two buttons are explained in the next video in this series. Here we have volume, panning, and delay. If you ever need to delay or move ahead a track in time, you can do it here. This isn't used very often. Down here we have the input and output assignments for the track. You can change the inputs for recording and change the outputs for playback. Next is the insert section. This is where you can add a plugin to the track as an insert. The first button is the on and off button. The next is for bypass, and then the E button is for showing the plugin so you can change its values. The equalizers allow you to change the EQ. There's a power button, the gain of the EQ, the frequency, and the quality setting. The equalizer curve window allows you to see these changes a little better. This is the change we made in the previous window. Just grab and move and make your changes. You can add up to 4 points and you can delete points by double-clicking on them. The send section allows you to send the audio channel to a send effect. You need an effects channel and an effect assigned to it. The channel section gives you the bird's eye view of everything that is on the channel. Here you can see how many insert effects are on. Clicking on the number turns the effect on or off. We can also see which of the 4 EQ points are on. We can also disable them. And we can also see our sends, enable and disable. Looking from the top down, we can see familiar buttons and features: panning, mute, solo, read and write automation, and the E button. These 3 buttons allow us to bypass the inserts, the EQ, and the sends. This is the record enable button, and this is the monitor button. The notepad is next. Use this to store information about almost anything. What mics you used, what guitar pedals, what more has to get done, etc. The last thing is the user panel. This is where you can make your own panels to control MIDI devices. This is explained in the next video in this series.